What is up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be talking about my giant Talon 3, which has been serving me well for the past 3 years. I've done all kind of ride on this, whether it be long road ride, single tracks, sketchy downhill sections. Hell, I even did a cross country race on this, which went terribly wrong. But yeah, leaving that embarrassment aside, honestly, this bike's held up everything pretty well over the years. Now let's quickly go through the specs on this bike. We've got Shimano Sierra derailleur in the back. It's a clutchless derailleur, so yeah, it does rattle when things get rough. We've got Shimano Altis up front. It's a 3x8 setup, which is pretty old school if you ask me. Then we got SR Sontour XCT fork on this bike. It's got 100 of travel and it's a coil spring. We'll talk more about the performance of this fork later in the video. It's got lockout and also preload adjustment. The handlebar is from Giant itself. It's Giant Connect, which is 780 wide. It's got Tektro hydraulic disc brakes. It's pretty entry level brakes, but yeah, on this bike it does get the job done. It's got 180 of rotor up front and 160 at the back. The stock bike comes with Maxis Icon, which is just 2.2 inches wide. I've replaced them with wider setup Ardens, and they look quite sick on my bike. Yeah, it does give extra confidence out on the trails. It's got seat post from Giant itself. The stock pedals were pretty horrendous, so I replaced them with these. It's got way much better grip. Okay, specs aside, let's go on about how this thing rides. What I like about it is how it gives the feeling of riding a real mountain bike, which it is. The fairly short stem and the wide handlebars gives you a good control over your bike. The 3x8 gear setup, although gives you a ton of range for different terrains, I find it to be a bit too much of a hassle. I don't ever remember using the third chainring up front. It's completely useless. This setup is cheap and all, but it's just extra weight on the bike. I'm planning on making it a 1 by in near future, which to give it a more slicker look, and also will get rid of my chain slaps, which we all hate. The less thing that could go wrong on your bike, the better it is. Now let's talk about the suspension, shall we? Honestly, I hate it. You're better off putting a pogo stick onto it. It's one single thing that is really holding this bike back from being a very capable mountain bike. Over time, the smoothness will go away and it'll start making all sorts of funny noises. The dust and dirt will easily get inside of the stanchions. It's just not made for hard riding at all. You get what you pay for, right? And this under coil for exist it justifies its price. The Maxis Icon tire that is stock on this bike did last me pretty long. It is way easier to climb on the Maxis Icon unlike the Ardent that I have on my bike right now. It is, I'd say, okay enough for trail purpose. Overall, the bike is more than capable for a beginner rider to get into exploring this beautiful sport. There is so much room for upgrades as you grow up with this bike. As your skill set improves, you can really dig deep with a ton of upgrades on this. You can easily make it your do-it-all hardtail. Or or if you already got more to spend on, you can always get the Talon 1 or Talon 4 with way better components up front.